Idaho is not as racist as everyone thinks it is. So we are out in the middle of the desert. We're driving along, and I see a car that's broken down, and there's a black man. Now, there is not a whole lot of black people here in Idaho, right?
Not a lot.
So I'm thinking nobody else is probably going to stop to help this man. So I'm just like, you know what? We should stop. We should stop and help this man.
No, we shouldn't.
I'm like, what? And she's like,
No,
I'm just like, no one else is going to stop.
not my problem.
And I'm like, come on, we got to help this guy out.
No, we don't.
See,
No. We do not.
So see, I just gotta say, like right now, like she said, we already had too many black people in the car.
Already in this little vicinity. It's too many.
She said ninjas.
Ninjas.
That was ninjas for anyone that she has a speech impediment. It was
I a little slow.
Anyway, she wouldn't let me stop. She wouldn't let me help the guy.
No. You know how much hotter it would be in this vehicle if we put that black man in here?
And then, I just know her because I know she's going to be like, well, what do we get robbed?
And if we did, I'd blame it all on him because you was the one.
We'd be sitting there and I'd just be looking over like, okay, that was my bad.
Yep, your fault.
I don't know what, I just can't deal with these racists. These racists over here.
Racist people out
Racists.
there. Tell me about it. They just rude. Just disrespectful.
Now, what she doesn't know, we're driving back the same way. If he's still there, I'm stopping.
He can try.
I'm stopping.
I'm going to push the gas pedal.
This particular video comes from Jimbo, Idaho, and it appears he has this TikTok page with an African-American woman who happens to live in Idaho. And of course, the vitriol towards black men and black people were all throughout that particular segment. Now, Jimbo, Idaho, in this particular clip, the guy says, hey, there was a black man stranded on the side of the road and I wanted to help him. Now, I don't know if that was actually true, but what the lady said was there would be too many N-words in the car. And of course, that particular TikTok video got a lot of hatred. People were commenting and things like that. As you know, a lot of African Americans were upset. But guys, they actually responded to that video. And this video is not like it's new or something. They made a response to the video, and this is what they had to say.
So in our video about how you wouldn't let me pick up a black man on the side of the road, that one is blown up. That has gone huge, which is far from the worst things we've said.
Way far. But okay.
So, everyone's upset that I said that other people probably wouldn't pick him up. And they're saying, well, that's racist alone because I said that other people around here probably wouldn't pick him up. Now, I never said that there wasn't racism. In the video, Jesse even says everywhere's racist. I said it's not as racist as people think it is. But everyone in the comments is upset, and they're saying, well, that's just wrong because the white community wouldn't do this. Now, you have made videos. And in the video, you said about how safe you are around here and how you can walk anywhere at night. You guys can look up that video. It's in it's in their list. And?
Yeah, it's the safest place I can walk at night by myself.
And all these people in the video that are all mad, I got a question for you. You're mad that white people wouldn't pick up the black man on the side of the road. Okay. But none of you have mentioned this. How safe would I be? She's 100% safe here, 100%. How safe would my white lily ass be walking down, let's say, the Black Hood at night?
You wouldn't be safe at all. At all. I mean, you'd be lucky if you just got out of there with just being robbed.
Would you feel safe like walking down the street here at 3 a.m?
Here? Yeah, here I'd be fine.
Could I go walking down the street in the neighborhood you grew up?
No.
It'd be good?
No.
Everybody just come up and give me hugs?
Yeah, I mean, they might hug you, but it's not the kind of hug you want. But, they might hug you.
Just saying, guys.
To take your
So it goes both ways.
It does.
Now, I know you guys don't understand this because we make you look at things a little different. That's what we're trying to do. we're not here to get people to hate each other. We're not here to promote racism. We're here to get you to see other sides of the angle you might not have seen before. So that's what we're doing.
Look at all sides.
Obviously, we're not racist or we wouldn't be talking to each other.
No.
So, peace.
Out.
Now, it's too easy for me to attack this lady or make jokes about, you know, the guy, or even maybe make jokes about what she looks like, but I'm not really dealing with that. I'm dealing with the mentality that's going on here. And see, a lot of black men, it's easy to call this stuff out when you see a black woman doing it. But then I see so many brothers who, you know, when they leave the black community and go into a more affluent area, they may have these conversations with non-black people. I've seen this with the Just Pearly Things debacle. You might even have a black wife and still go out there and say the same things on a white program and things of this nature. The whole idea is whoever is doing it in the black world, you need to understand one thing. They can never respect you. If you're a man doing this or a woman doing this, you see, what she feels is that because she has a relationship with this man and they can talk freely and pretty much, you know, the woman gives a confirmation bias to his whole racial tendencies towards African Americans or blacks. She feels that somehow that will never be directed towards her. But all that needs to happen is for them to have an argument. You see, and I want to prove that because I actually did a podcast about this, and I want you guys to listen to this particular clip in which white men who are in relationships with African or black women, once there is a problem in a relationship, they're telling them to go back to Africa. Let's play that clip.
How many of you, for those of you who are married to your Zungu men, who are married to Zungu men, who are living with them, who are dating them, but most especially those of you who are married to these Zungu men and they took you to their country, how many of you have these men told, some of you, I'm sure some of your men tell you this, especially during a disagreement or argument, and they hit you with, this is not Uganda, this is not Nigeria, this is not Ghana, this is not Kenya. My question is, how do you feel after that statement? For those of you that don't know, there's a reason why these men tell you that. There's a reason why your Zungu husband tells you this is not South Africa, this is not Ghana, this is not Uganda, this is not Kenya, or this is not Sudan. You know, there's a reason they tell you this. Most of these men know where they got you from. So that is often a polite reminder of, I know where I got you from, of I saved you, of please shut up. And it is not a nice thing for your partner to comfortably tell you. That is part of emotional abuse. And oftentimes men who speak like this are abusive, especially emotionally. And abuse starts off emotionally. It starts off as emotional abuse, and it graduates to physical abuse, it graduates to financial abuse. Even sexual abuse is involved in some of these things. So if you're out there with your Zungu man, and this is something he comfortably throws in your face, if he comfortably throws things like that, things about where you come from in your face, congratulations, my sister, you bagged yourself a racist. Yeah, you're married to a racist. He hates you. Let me tell you, please be safe out there. I know we have girls marketing white men as the ultimate goal, and this is coming from a girl who has been with white men, who dates white men. Currently, I'm single, unavailable, and untouchable. But I've dealt with these people. Any white man who comfortably tells you certain statements, some of you are called creatures. What a magnificent creature. That is racism. Certain things a white man says to you, and you even hear his ancestors very loudly in the background of, yes, Mwambie, tell her, this is not Uganda.
So let me just say this, okay? And as black men, and black people in general, what is black men in particular. The thing is this, there are so many people who have no respect for you. This is something that you need to do. Dr. Tia Johnson posted this particular clip of Mr. Jimbo Idaho, and he titled on hating black men. But one of the things that we need to deal with is that a lot of black men also hate each other, even though we have a problem with other people hating us. And so that particular behavior that we exhibit towards each other makes it very possible for others to contribute that hate towards us. And it goes towards, from black women to wherever else, right? Now, most of us, if we saw a black man stranded, and I get it, we would be kind of fearful something may happen. We may not help him also. And I get it because there's risks involved. But we need to understand one thing as black men. If you don't help black men, the white man is not going to help black men. And sometimes the black woman is not going to help black men. And that's typically okay. But your response to this sort of talking point is that you need to understand where you are as a group. This is why I keep coming back to this, black men as a group. Where are we as a group? I see a lot of successful guys who are very good as individuals. Where are black men as a group? This is further fuel in the fire for African American men to do what? I will tell you, more black men need to start saying, look, we have to work with each other at this point. There is no other way possible to achieve the things that we need to achieve without black African American male or black man collaboration. It's the only way to mitigate situations like this. I'm not trying to say that it will end, but if you don't work with your men to achieve things, you're always going to be out of the loop. You're always going to be able to get people hating on you like this. You see, the white guy here, Jimbo Idaho, he can't come on there and say this about black women. He'll lose his job. He'll lose his TikTok page. He definitely can't say this about the Jews. He definitely can't say it about Arabs. He'll definitely can't say it about any of the other protected groups, allegedly, which black men should be, but we know that we're not. But because you have no response, you don't have think tanks. We don't have think tanks. We don't have media. We don't have any way to respond. Then guess who's the punching bag of the black community? It's African American men. People can literally go on and say what they want to say about black men, and they are in no fear of repercussions. And as long as we want to think about that, how good we're doing as an individual, and we can make it out here on our own, that's where you're wrong. That is completely where you're wrong. You can't make it anywhere as an individual in this life. You can try to think you can do that, and if you feel like you're going to do it, it's not the truth. You have to work together with your men to mitigate that so that you can respond in kind. You can make somebody like this say sorry, and then after they say sorry, they have to atone by doing something. Look at what the Jews make Nick Cannon did. The entrepreneurial class at Viacom said, you're fired. If you want to get your job back, you need to go to our historians and our religious community. And shout out to Brother George Macon for breaking this down. And then you need to go apologize to our people, and you need to atone by doing these particular talks with our rabbis. Black men have no way to make anybody respond to them. Like, you need to do this action, then you need to go there and be educated about the problems that black men have to go through, the issues that black men have to go through, and then atone for what you said and apologize for your tonality towards black men. That is not what we do. So this is why we utterly get disrespected. And that's why sometimes you'll see black women, in this case, this black woman rather, jumping the lines then on this. And to be fair, you can never find a black man and a white woman having a TikTok page like this. They know better. It's not going to work. But until we get it together, this is what you can expect. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Did you follow? You subscribe to the bell? We're out.